Hello, my friends, and welcome. Welcome to another Vaccaro fountain pen review. I have here my last Vaccaro pens, and today I will choose this interesting one. As you can see, it is a very interesting pen in the sense that it has this unusual clip over here, and I hope my camera will zoom on it. Yes, you can see this wonderful clip. And it has another interesting ring over here, right at the top of the barrel. This is a metallic piece and it's painted in this beautiful gold finished. Well, I bought this as a lot. It is in almost an NOS condition. I did not pay a large sum of money for it, so around 50 lays or 10 euros or approximately 10 American dollars. It's quite an interesting pen. It is a metallic pen. Despite it being a metallic pen, it's not so heavy. I will leave its dimensions on the screen. But now let us focus on this interesting body. So the body, I should say it's a classic body. It has those stripes on it. But it is what is interesting is the fact that we have straight lines over here, and this is a rounded design, almost like Art Nouveau theme to this particular fountain pen. The cap is a pressure fit cap, and as you know, it is fitted with a steel nib. I hope that I can zoom with this camera. As you can see, it has an iridium point Germany nib. It is a steel nib, but it has two colors in the sense that half of it is gold plated. Interesting that the ending here is made out of this paint. I'm not so sure if it will stand the test of time. After you ink it, you have to clean it because the corrosive action of the ink will chip this material. The grip is quite simple and shiny. I'm not so sure how effective it is, but you can hold it like this. The barrel unscrews like this, and we can see that here we have a plastic part and here we have a metallic part. I would prefer also this part to be metal, but it is what it is, guys. And this was practically the pen I wanted to show to you. Interesting, we don't have any Vaccaro branding on it, guys. So this was the fountain pen. And now I will show you other fountain pens from the Vaccaro collection. I thought to myself that in this Monday I will finish up the collection. So I have this one remaining, this one, and probably, yes, I should hold them like this for you to see, guys. So all of this, and I think I will finish them in this episode, so bear with me for a second. I will continue with this one. It looks like an Osama fountain pen from the 1980s, but it is not. This time we have a Vaccaro branding at the ending of the cap. This particular pen resembles a lot the finish of a Mont Blanc product I have in my collection. And let me show it to you if I can find it. And here it is, guys. This is the Duofold 146 Duet with its sterling cap. As you can see, quite nice Mont Blanc pen. And of course, also this Waterman Karen. They have that interesting looking cap. It reminds me of the Zeppelin design. So let me put those aside and let us concentrate on our fountain pen. It has quite lovely trims, and in fact at the top here it has metallic ending, quite a nice ending. Even the barrel has this interesting paint on it with is this interesting pattern. It ends also with this trim, also gold plated, and the size of it, it is a medium size pen, like even I could say a small pen. The cap is a pressure fit cap. It has a plastic part over there, so it posts quite well, as you can see. And we are used to see this iridium point Germany nib. It's a steel nib, but it's gold plated. This little grip part here, but you can hold it quite easy in the hand. Also, this piece cost me 50 lays, or around 10 euros or 10 American dollars, and as you can see, it is in immaculate shape. I will leave its dimensions on the screen, and then we will continue with another fountain pen. So guys, now let me show you to you. Those are left, and I will continue with this other one. It resembles the last pen that I've shown you, but this is a full-size pen, and I'm curious to see how it compares with the other pens. So this is a 146, guys, and you can see it is almost the size of the 146, and this is the Karen with the same type of body. Of course, I will leave also the dimensions of this large pen on the screen, and I will tell you that I paid for it also 50 lays, or around 10 American dollars, or around 10 euros. This time we don't have the Vaccaro branding on it, but you can see the same pattern of the material, the barrel, almost the same gold-plated fittings. It is quite a nice looking and elegant piece. It has also, I'm not so sure, not a pressure fit cap. Let me see. I think it unscrews, or maybe it's pressure fit. No, I believe it unscrews, but let me see how. So like this, oh yes, sorry guys. So this is a screwed-in cap, and it unscrews like this. Okay, it reveals quite a large nib, but as you know, we have that iridium point Germany nib. It has half of it is gold plated, and the top of it remains that steel color. We have all the grip section over here. I'm curious to see if we have a metallic piece over here. No, what a shame, we have also a plastic part over there. And here we have a metallic part. So this is it, guys. I will proceed with the other fountain pen, and this time I have a quite slim fountain pen in comparison with this pen. It's also a metallic pen. It has this brown color to it. It's quite slim, as you can see, guys, and it reminds me of the ST DuPonts of the 1970s, and I think I have one over here. Let me see, guys. And here it is, guys. ST DuPont from the 1970s, like the sheen, but in comparison with this fountain pen, it's even slimmer, this pen that I bought at the Vaccaro lot. As you probably can see, this has no Vaccaro branding on it whatsoever, and I believe we have a pressure fit cap. And interesting, look at this wonderful nib. It's not a hooded nib. It reminds me of the hooded nib from the Parker 51. It's very small and interesting. This time we don't have any gold plating. Let me zoom on it. Yes, you can see, guys. It is a simple one. At the back we have a plastic feed, and this is the model. And I believe that this doesn't hold international size ink cartridges, and I think it holds a special size ink cartridge in order to fit the small diameter of the barrel. Speaking about the diameters, I will leave the dimension of this beautiful pen on the screen, and also I paid for this around 10 euros or 10 US dollars. I will leave this aside and let's move on to another beautiful blue pen. This time we have a quite fat fountain pen, and you can see with gold trims. It has an interesting thing to the cap. We have a metallic cap, but this part of the ending is not a jewel, but it is painted, or I'm not so sure, or there are two parts of plastic. I hope you can see one here and one top there. It gives a little interesting aspect to the fountain pen. It is black, not blue like the body, but it is what it is, guys. And let me see if we can unscrew this. No, not like this. Yes, we have a pressure fit cap, and it reveals quite a generous grip section. It is all gold plated, guys. We have a quite small nib in comparison with the body of this fountain pen. Again, we don't have any Vaccaro branding on it, but what is interesting about this pen is the fact that we have a metallic part here and a metallic part here. So quite a durable fountain pen. I will leave its dimensions on the screen, and I will tell you that also this was around 10 euros or 10 US dollars in this NOS condition. Now I have for you another fountain pen. This reminds me of the design of the Faber-Castell fountain pens. It has this combination of wood barrel and those interesting shiny silver elements. Quite interesting. We have a dome shape here, quite nice, and the ending is quite plain. A pressure fit cap, and let me see how it posts. And I think it has a system right here. I don't know if I can unscrew it. Oh yes, it posts quite well, and you probably heard that click sound. Let me show it to you again. Yes, this click sound. At the ending we have iridium point Germany nib. It's a simple steel nib, not gold plated. No Vaccaro branding on this particular fountain pen, and you can see the grip section is quite small, and we can unscrew the barrel from this side, and it takes a long time to unscrew it like this. It has this protective metallic piece over here, so I like this fact, and here also a metallic piece. Interesting pen, an elegant pen, and an alternative to the Faber-Castell quite expensive lines of fountain pens. Another Chinese product, 10 euros or 10 American dollars, cost me 10 US dollars, cost me this piece, and I will leave its dimensions on the screen. And now I am up to the last two fountain pens. This is a green one, quite a nice one, and again it resembles in design with the ST DuPont from the 1970s, guys. And you can see it is again a metallic pen. It has this green aspect to it and this pattern. It has those gold trims. The cap is pressure fit, and it reveals this beautiful nib. It is gold plated, iridium point Germany. It has the same grip section and this ring here, and I bet it has, yes, plastic here and metal here. I will also leave the dimensions of this fountain pen on the screen, and I will show you the last fountain pen. This is a little bit larger than its predecessor. It has also a beautiful color of green and black, and it is quite large. As an interesting aspect of it, We have this hexagon right over here that ends the cap. I hope you can see it. It is gold plated. Also, the clip is quite interesting, and it is functional, guys. It is a nice and a large fountain pen. I believe its dimensions on the screen. And I must tell you that I paid for this one, also in its NOS condition, around 50 lays or 10 euros or 10 US dollars. The cap is a pressure fit cap, and it reveals this quite large nib, iridium point Germany. Half of it is gold plated, and this simple grip section and this ring. I bet that this is a plastic part and this is a metallic part. We will see. But yes, I am right. So this is plastic and this is metal. I will leave also the dimensions of this particular pen on the screen. And now at the end of the video, I will dip all those pens in ink, and I will do, let's say, a writing sample with each and every one of them. Let me close this box. Let me take the other pens. And probably, yes, I will need to change the angle of the camera, guys, for you to see better the writing samples. So let me do this. Interesting, I will use the same type of ink for all of them. And let me see what ink, maybe a black ink. So I will use the same type of ink, this Pelikan 4001 Schwarz or brilliant black ink. It's quite a nice ink. Let me place it right over here, guys. And let me now change the angle of the camera. Okay, so let me start with the first fountain pen, this fountain pen. It has this nib, so basically all of them should write the same, but yes, I will do all the tests of all of them, so I hope that I will have enough space. So the first Vaccaro pen, this is the black ink from Pelikan. I will just dip them in this ink, guys, because I really want those pens to give as the presents to some school people. So I will just dip them like this. And let me see, in this video I will call this, let's see, Vaccaro Gold. Vaccaro. And maybe I need a little dip in this ink, like this. So let me show it to you. So Vaccaro gold, and let me see. This should, I believe that this is an M nib, M for a medium nib, The first will be the test of the flex test. So you see, no flex to it. The second will be the wet test, and this is quite a nice juicy nib. And the next test will be the line variance test. So here no pressure, and here I'm starting to apply pressure, so no line variance, and here no flex to it, no flex. Being a juicy nib, it should do a signature quite well, and you can see it does a signature quite well. Now we'll do the reverse writing test, and you can see it doesn't scratch but it loses a bit its ink flow. But I think you can reverse write with it for short periods of time. If in normal mode it writes like an M, in reverse writing it writes like an F. And now let me tell you about The quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So this is it, guys. It's quite a nice pen, and I hope that it will end up in the hands of school children that will appreciate it. It's quite a nice one, and I hope it will stand the test of time. Now let me pass to the next model, and I think in order was this model. Again, Vaccaro written on it. So basically, being the same type of nib, guys, I will do only the test of the fox, and I hope that you will understand this. So let me see. So only the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Well, I told you it is the same nib, but it feels a little bit more responsive in the hand. This is really quite nice nib. It certainly feels more responsive than the other one, and it is a lot more smoother. But of course, I don't think it has other properties. So basically the same properties as the other one, but this is more smoother. And in reverse writing, it does quite alright. It doesn't scratch, but again, the loss of ink flow. But in my point of view, it is much more smoother than this other nib in front of it. And probably they are made by two different Chinese producers, although they have the same imprint on them, Iridium Point, Germany. So this was the second one. Okay. And now let me show you the third one, this large one. And this one, I think it unscrews. Yes, it unscrews like this, guys. And I will do the same dipping in ink. And now let me tell you about the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. It seems to be an interesting writer. It looks like this is not an M nib but a broad nib, but I think it's just from the dipping of ink. I also think that this is a medium nib, and I'm quite curious to see how it compares in reverse writing with the other ones. This has no reverse writing capabilities, as you can see, but it is a juicy nib, and it's quite a nice, smooth nib. Now I will show you the other ones, and I have this large blue one. It posed, as you can see. Let me put it in ink and let me write with it. So the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. This time we have a more, let's say, an interesting feeling to this nib in comparison with the other nibs. So although I think they are made by the same producer, they feel different in the hand. Let me see if this has a reverse writing capability. And yes, this is also good in reverse writing, and no loss of ink flow this time in comparison with the other ones. So nice nib, guys. And now I'm done to the last ones, and I believe I presented you this quite narrow pen, and I'm quite curious to see how it writes, how this nib writes. So let me show it to you. So whoa, quite nice. So the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. This nib seems to have also a little bit of flex to it. Let me test it for you guys. And I'm not so sure, but it has some inflections to it. No flex visible, no visible flex. Let me see on the line variance. It feels quite interesting, this nib. And I think it has a little bit of flex. So quite an interesting nib. No imprints on it, no engravings. And it is what it is. And now I'm down to the last ones. Let me see this wood one, and it has this particular nib to it. I'm quite curious to see how it will write. Again, I will dip it in ink. Let me take the residue of ink, and here the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. Yes, quite nice also this. It's quite a juicy nib. It seems like an M nib, and I'm curious to see if in reverse writing, so no loss of ink flow, no scratching has to it, and in reverse writing it writes like an F. Quite an interesting pen. And now I'm done to the last two ones, the green ones, and I will start with this one. This is its nib. I will dip it in ink, and I will remove the excess, and now I'm ready. So the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. This one seems to be losing its flow of ink. Maybe I will need to dip it again. Let's see if it's just a matter of dipping it. Yes, I believe it was just a matter of dipping it, but it still has a little bit of problems. I'm curious to see. Yes, in reverse writing it scratches and it loses its ink flow, so definitely a no. And now I'm down to the last of the Vaccaro ones, and this is a large nib, guys. Also, I will dip it. I'm expecting it to write quite broad, but we will see. So here, I'm sorry guys, maybe it needs a little bit more of dipping it, and like this. Let me see now. So the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So I'm not so pleased with this large one. I was expecting it to be a little bit more juicier. And let me see, I don't think it's a problem of juice, it's a problem of ink flow. And let's see if this can reverse write. So no reverse writing capability, as you can see. This was the last piece of the Vaccaro line. So guys, this was the last of the series of the Vaccaro fountain pens, and I brought them all to you like a present for Christmas. Probably I will buy more Vaccaro products. They are interesting, but I'm not so sure they are such collectible pieces. I simply prefer German vintage pieces from the 1950s and the 1960s with gold nibs or with steel nibs that have that little line variation. And that line variation I saw only in this nib. Is quite an interesting nib. The first time that I've seen this nib on a Chinese made fountain pen. It's a quite interesting piece. So this was the end. Tell me what you think of the Vaccaro products. And also, guys, tell me if you know if this Vaccaro producer is still active in Germany, if they still sell fountain pens at reasonable prices. This was my episode for this evening. I hope you have a wonderful day wherever you are. I will see you again at the next episode. Till then, bye bye, and God bless you all, my friends.